What if I told you that the difference between a poor life and a successful life is not talent, it is not luck, it is not even money? What if I told you it is just one small habit done every single day? Today, I am going to tell you the story of a little boy named Arjun, a boy with torn shoes, an empty stomach, and a dream so big people laughed at him. But Arjun had a secret, and that secret changed everything. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will never look at your small daily habits the same way again. Arjun was 12 years old. He lived in a small village called Sundarpur, far from the city. His father was a poor farmer. His mother washed clothes for other families to earn a few rupees. Every morning, Arjun woke up before sunrise, not to study, but to fetch water from the well. Then he would walk 3 kilometers to school with no breakfast. His school bag had a hole. His pencil was so small he could barely hold it, but his eyes were always full of fire. One day, his teacher, Mr. Sharma, noticed something about Arjun. He saw this boy, tired, hungry, and poor, but always doing something small again and again, every single day. Mr. Sharma asked, "Arjun, I see you reading the same page every morning. Why do you read it so many times?" Arjun looked up with innocent eyes and said, "Sir, I do not understand it the first time, but if I read it 10 times, something opens inside my head." Mr. Sharma smiled. He had never heard a child say something so wise. But life was not easy for Arjun. One evening, Arjun's father came home with a tired face. His hands were rough and his back was bent. He sat down slowly and said, "Arjun, I'm thinking you should stop school. We need money. You can work in the fields with me." Arjun's mother wiped tears from her eyes. "Raju, the boy is studying so hard. Please let him continue just a little more." His father sighed deeply. Dreams do not fill empty stomachs. That night, Arjun could not sleep. He lay on his thin mat, staring at the cracked ceiling. Stars were visible through a small hole in the roof. He whispered to himself, "I will not stop. I will not stop. Even 1 page a day, I will not stop." The next morning, even before the sun rose, Arjun was awake. He fetched water. He helped his mother. He worked in the field for 2 hours, and then he opened his book and read. 1 page, just 1 page. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Other boys would laugh at Arjun. "Arjun, you are the poorest boy in the school. Why do you waste time studying? You will always be a farmer." Another boy laughed. "Look at his shoes. There are more holes than shoes." Arjun felt the pain in his chest, but every night he would take out his small, almost finished notebook and write 1 sentence about what he learned that day. He wrote things like, "Today I learned that water evaporates. Everything small, when heated enough, can rise." Then he closed the notebook and said to himself, "1 sentence today, 1 sentence tomorrow. One day I will fill a library." He had no smartphone, no tutor, no expensive books. He only had one habit, doing something small every single day without stopping. 3 years passed. Arjun was now 15. One day, the district held a big scholarship examination. The top student would receive free education all the way through university. It was a life-changing chance. Mr. Sharma ran to Arjun's home and knocked on the door excitedly. "Arjun, you must take this exam. I have been watching you for 3 years. You are ready." Arjun's father replied, "Sir, with respect, my son has no time for big exams. He has work to do." Mr. Sharma said firmly but kindly, "Rajubai, your son reads every morning, writes every night, and practices every week. He has been preparing for this exam his whole life. He just didn't know it." Arjun looked at his father. His father looked at him. Something in the old farmer's eyes changed. For the first time, he truly saw the fire in his son's eyes. He said softly, "Go, Beta, try." Arjun walked into that examination hall with torn shoes and a calm heart. All around him were students from rich families, expensive clothes, fancy pens, big school bags. But Arjun had something none of them had. He had 3 years of small habits stacked up like bricks into a wall of knowledge that no money could buy. The results came 2 weeks later. Mr. Sharma ran to the village waving a letter. He was crying and laughing at the same time. "Arjun, first place! You got first place in the entire district!" Arjun stood very still. His mother fell to her knees and pressed her hands together, looking at the sky. His father, the strong, silent farmer, sat down on the ground and wept like a child. His father said with a shaking voice, "Forgive me, Beta. I almost made you stop." Arjun knelt beside him and said, "Baba, you never stopped me in my heart, and that is the only place it matters." That night, the whole village gathered. People who once laughed at Arjun's torn shoes now asked him his secret. A little girl tugged on his sleeve and asked, "Arjun Bhaiya, how did you do it? You were so poor. How did you become so smart?" Arjun smiled warmly and said, "I never tried to climb the whole mountain in one day. I just took one small step every single day. Even on the days I was tired, even on the days I was sad. One step, always one step. 1% better every day. That's all I ever did." Years passed. Arjun became a doctor. He returned to Sundarpur and built a small clinic so that poor families would never have to walk long distances to find medicine. He built a library in the village and named it after his father. And every single morning, even as a successful man, Arjun still woke up early. He still read one page. He still wrote one sentence. Because he knew something many people forget. Success is not one giant leap. Success is 1,000,000 tiny steps taken every single day. His old torn shoes now sat in a glass box on his desk, a reminder of where he started. A quiet whisper from the past that said, "Do not be ashamed of where you started. Be proud of every small step you took." You do not need to be rich, talented, or lucky to succeed. You only need consistency. One small habit practiced every single day is more powerful than any shortcut in the world. Just like the bamboo tree that grows underground for years before rising high into the sky, your small habits are building your roots. Keep growing them, even when no one can see. Friends, if this story touched your heart, do one small thing right now. Hit the like button if you believe in the power of small steps. Comment below and tell me one small habit you will start today. And subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful simple actions can be. Because sometimes one story is enough to change a life. Stay consistent, stay patient, and keep moving forward.